Edmonton is usually pretty quiet, but the Oilers tonight receives a standing ovation of about 4 minutes. The officials for this game, the referee Kerry Fraser and the linesman John D'Amico and Ray Scampanello. By the way, Andy Van Helleman had been scheduled to work. He has a bad back.
And Pelle Lindbergh is making his 83rd start of the season. He's won 52 games this year, 83rd, including the playoffs and regular season. And Grant Fuhr has started all 16 games in the playoffs and 29 straight going back to the regular season. So a couple of fine goaltenders in this game as we're set to go.
Edmonton leading the series 2 games to 1. Dave Poulin will face off with Mark Messier. And game 4 is underway. This is Kevin Lowe, number 4 for Edmonton. Over to Mark Napier, back to Lowe. Lead pass to Glenn Anderson. Brad Marsh hustling back. Gets to it first, and it's icing against Edmonton. By the way, we talked briefly about the lineup. Philadelphia making a couple of changes tonight, and so the Oilers. Lindsey Carson is not in uniform for this evening, and Ray Allison has been suited up. That's one of the Philadelphia changes. Also, Todd Bergen is in uniform for Philadelphia this evening. There you see Mike Keenan, the young Philadelphia coach. And I don't know, Ron, of a coach I've ever seen come into the NHL and do a better coaching job than Mike Keenan has done this year.
Well, in hindsight, should we be so surprised? He has had such great success in the lower levels of hockey.
Face-off won by Philadelphia. Lowe now coming up with it for Edmonton. Flipping it near the flyer line, and then Hospodar back to get it, but it's cleared away by Lindbergh. Now Rick Sutter to Ron Sutter. And Sutter to Derek Smith. Broken up, and Lindbergh came out of the net, but lets Hospodar play. He's forechecked the Oilers center, but that's intercepted, and here's number 24, Derek Smith. Smith shoots one. Big rebound, and Huddy cleared it away. Now Smith to Ron Sutter. Sutter gets it in front. They score! Off Rick Sutter's skate. And the Flyers get what they needed in a very big way. The game's first goal.
That all started way back in the other end, Dan. Here's a chance if we take a look at a big save here, right off the shot by Derek Smith. And the rebound is let go, and there's the Flyers with that speed moving in. It winds up swinging around behind the net. Good check thrown in there on Smith, but watch this now as it swings out in front of the net. Sutter is there, and he just put it in off the pad and into the net. But watch Sutter, number 14. He's in front of the net now, and then wings it around behind, throws it out in front, and it hits the skate there of Rich Sutter and goes into the net. So the two Sutters combine.
Rich Sutter gets the goal on the pass from his twin brother Ron. Here's Rick Tocchet for the Flyers as they start off quickly in this game. Here's the Poulin shot just wide. And now Peekinen for Edmonton gets it to Yari Curry to Wayne Gretzky. His shot off of Doug Crossman and then grabbed by Pelle Lindbergh. And he held onto it, and we'll get a face-off. As now the sticks go up to the side of the Flyer goal. The scoring play, Rick Sutter from Ron Sutter and Derek Smith after just 46 seconds.
Well, Rich Sutter, the two Sutter brothers, when they were drafted, the twins, of course, drafted the same year. The two brothers lasted just 10 picks in the draft. Philadelphia got the first one, Ron. Pittsburgh got the second one. That was Rich. And then, of course, Rich came over in the trade, a rather big trade.
The importance of the Flyers getting the first goal is they play much better as a team in the lead. They're not a good catch-up type team. And that's why they were so intent on getting the game's first goal. Here's Mark Howe celebrating his 30th birthday today. Throwing one to Ilka Sinisalo. Now Joe Patterson's high shot off the glass. Here's Paul Coffey to Gretzky, knocked away from him. Dave Semenko back. Sinisalo and Patterson gang up on him. Gretzky couldn't get it as Patterson works on the boards. And now Gretzky gets another chance, and here he comes. To Paul Coffey. Around Mark Howe. Coffey checked at the last second, and back comes Howe. To Sinisalo. Sinisalo wide by about a foot. As Randy Gregg was the only man back. Here comes Coffey the other way. Backhander off the stick of Lindbergh. Now Peter Zezel's where to Gretzky stole it and centered it. But there defensively was Howe to clear it away, and he clears it all the way down the ice. Randy Gregg back in the lineup tonight despite a knee injury. Back to touch it. Icing against the Flyers. from Edmonton, the Stanley Cup Final on CTV. 1-0 in favor of Philadelphia. Rick Sutter's first goal of the playoffs. Here's Brian Klopp getting it to Doug Crossman. Now to Len Hackborn, who's also in the player lineup tonight. He's checked, and back is Billy Lindstrom, number 19. Lindstrom's shot up high. Lines up on the mesh, and because an Edmonton player put it there, the faceoff will be moved outside the line, but meanwhile, some of the players have other ideas here.
Well, Brad Marsh was behind the net, and Kevin McClellan came around and put an arm lock around his head. Not a situation you want to see because it puts an odd man situation in there. Sometimes leads to a little trouble, but I think discipline is the key in this hockey game, certainly for the players, but then again, they've not been short of that at any time during the playoffs. Look at Brad Marsh. Tempo in this game, Dan, looks a little bit like that first game. The Flyers have seemed to cranked it up a bit of a notch here, and they are a little bit on top of the Oilers very early.
Glenn Sather, the president, the general manager, and the coach of this high-flying Edmonton team. Faceoff is going to be outside the Philadelphia blue line. Todd Bergen comes out to play left wing with Murray Craven and Ray Allison. Allison in the Flyer lineup tonight wearing jersey number 36. Now Edmonton with a line of Messier, Krushelnyski, and Anderson. Krushelnyski to Kevin Lowe, who fires it in. Marsh back for the Flyers. Marsh able to clear it, and he shoots it too hard. It will go the length of the ice. Lowe back after it, and it's icing against Philadelphia. Brad Clark is our analyst again tonight, and Brad, is that first goal of the game for Philadelphia as important as I think it is?
It's like winning the $1 million lottery, Dan. You know, it built the confidence for the Flyers, and that's what they need. Now they're going to concentrate on keeping Edmonton off the scoreboard and getting them to make mistakes. Bad gamble.
And they're a much better team with the lead than they are trying to come from behind.
There's not a team in the National Hockey League that isn't a good front runner.
There you see Kevin Lowe, the fine Edmonton defenseman, and here's Mark Howe, intercepted by Kevin McClellan, who centered it. Rick Tocchet intercepts that, giving it to Howe. Howe couldn't get through the Edmonton defense, and Ed Hospodar goes back for the Flyers. Pass intercepted by McClellan. He just dumps it in, and Dave Pullen, number 20, is back. Good at McClellan intercepts that. Finally coming up against Philadelphia. Puck centered. Hospodar tried to get possession, couldn't, and now Hospodar roughed up in the corner. McClellan was there. Meanwhile, the Flyers are already going to get a penalty on the play. And that will come right now from Edmonton, the Stanley Cup Final on CTV.
Dave Poulin going off for high sticking at 3:31 of the first period. Here it is. Poulin's got the puck as he heads around his own net. Takes a little bit of an elbow, I would have to say, up against the boards. The stick came down, and he got the high sticking.
Edmonton on the power play. Charlie Huddy. Tied up by Murray Craven, and Craven gets it to Ron Sutter. He's one-on-one against Coffey. Shoots! Big save! Pure, and the rebound taken by Huddy. Got to center to Gretzky, now to Krushelnyski into Wayne Gretzky. Back to Yari Curry to Mike Krushelnyski. To Gretzky. Shooting off Howe and just wide. Charlie Huddy at the point. Into Yari Curry. To Krushelnyski, back to Curry, who missed it. Huddy hustles over to keep it in, giving it to Coffey. Now to Gretzky, center to Curry, just tipped away by Crossman. Huddy to Curry. Back to Huddy. Over to Coffey. He scores! Paul Coffey!
Here it is. I think this one deflected in front of the net. That's Huddy getting it at the blue line. Just feeds it across. Coffey, they like to let him get the shot away. And he let that one go, and Lindbergh appeared to have it. Looked like it, and suddenly it was up over top of his pads. Let's take a look at it again, see if we can see a deflection there. And not even on that angle can we see it, but it seemed to change directions a bit. Take take a look at it again. All right, across to Coffey. There's the shot. Clean shot.
Now may have screened the goaltender, but I don't think it hit him. And for Paul Coffey, his 10th goal of the playoffs and another Stanley Cup record. His 10th goal, the most goals ever by a defenseman. He had